Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse number 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse number 1. Let's listen to the wisdom of Solomon speaking. Are you there? If you are there, say amen. He said, remember now thy Creator in the days of what? Of your youth. While the evil day come not, nor the years draw near, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil day come not, nor the years draw near, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Lamentation chapter 3. Lamentation chapter 3. If you are there, say I am there. Verse number 27. Let's read Lamentation 3:27. Let's read together. 1, 2, go. It is good for a man that he bears the yoke in the day of his youth. It is good. Thank you now for helping me on the screen. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in the days of what? Of his youth. I want to preach on the theme of this convention: youthful and useful. Tell somebody, I am youthful. Come on, speak to somebody. Say, I'm youthful and I am useful. Say, I am youthful and I'm useful. Lift your right hand up and say, in the name of Jesus, I am youthful, I am useful. I receive the anointing and the grace from heaven to be youthful and to remain youthful in the name of Jesus. One of the fear that engulfed me so much as I grew up, even up till this hour as I talk to you, is the fear of being useless. Everybody around me can tell you, I have a lot of young men around. I have certain pastors who live with me in my house. I have young men who stay with me, and every time we come together to pray, I gather them all the time. We pray together. We pray together every time, every morning, in the evening. We pray together. And one of the prayers they know, they can always tell you. If you call anybody around me right now and ask them, what is the popular prayer you hear Pastor Victor praying? Even in my church, is the prayer is, Lord, I refuse to be useless. I hate to be useless. One of the fear that engulfed me as a young boy, I gave my life to Christ when I was less than 10. I was about 10 years old. I gave my life to Jesus, and one of the consciousness that was in me as I journeyed through life was the fear of being useless. I hated it. I had this desire in my spirit that before I was 18, I wanted to achieve something. Before I was 20, every time, one of the things that irritated me the most, I remember as I grew up, even till now, is when I see people living an irresponsible life. When I see a man living irresponsibly, I see a young person without a sense of direction, without purpose, living life as it comes. It's a fear in my spirit, and I began to pray. Over 10 years ago, I began to cry. Over 15 years ago, I began to tell the Lord, Father, deliver me from the trap of uselessness. When the Lord called me to be a pastor, I never thought of being a pastor in my life. I never ever thought I will ever carry the microphone as a pastor. I thought I have a calling as an evangelist until I encounter my Father in the Lord. When the Lord called me to be a pastor, that fear was still in me. Every time I see a pastor raise the dead, every time I see my Father open the deaf ears, I see him open the blind eyes, I began to reason to myself. I said, Lord, if you have called me to be a pastor, let me walk in this dimension. I fear to be useless. I have seen pastors who have spent 10 years, 15 years in pastoral ministry. No blind eyes I've seen, no deaf ears I've heard, and it became a concern to me. I fear to be useless. How can I be in a city and God want to open the eyes of a blind man and he will send it to another pastor? When I am there, that means I am useless, and I fear to be useless. Child of God, one of the fear you should have the most as a young person is the fear of being useless. If you see your brothers who have gone ahead of you, your father, the life he lived, your mother, the kind of life they live, and you don't like it, you need to begin to pray and begin to ask God, Father, anything that connected them to uselessness, I am not a part of it. I refuse to be part of it. And I came by the Spirit of God to help somebody here whose desire not to be useless is very strong. I came in this convention today to pray for you that the God of my Father will deliver you from uselessness. I say will deliver you from uselessness. Every trap that want to make you useless, every decree from your father's house, today I nullify it. I nullify it. I nullify it. If your amen is louder, I give you the blessing. The fear of being useless is one of the greatest fear of my life. It's one of the fear of my life. And so it gives me more. It makes me commit myself more to prayers. I fear being useless. Beloved child of God, I have analyzed what it means to be useless. Every time I see people who are not useful, I cry, Father, make me useless. Make me useful. Don't make me useless in your house. Don't make me useless. May I not be a pastor that is useless. May I not be around and you are looking for somebody else. May I not be around and you are looking for somebody else. That's why when I'm on the plane, when I'm traveling, whether within this country or outside this country, as I sit on the plane, I see a man around me, I share Jesus with him, because I'm thinking maybe God wants to reach this man and there is nobody to reach him. As a pastor, you sit down by a man who is not born again and you don't share Jesus with him. That means you are a useless pastor. As a Christian, you sit down by a child, by somebody in your class, and the person don't know Jesus. That means you are a useless Christian. What does it mean to be useless? Number one, it means to be available but ineffective. To be available but unusable. There are things that are available but cannot be used. How many of you know that there are things that are available but cannot be used? That is the first meaning of being useless. To be available but not usable. When you go to the airport in Abuja, you see several aircrafts parked somewhere. They are available but they are not usable. If you are calling aeroplane, you will call them aeroplane. If you are saying how many aeroplanes are in this airport, you will count them among. They are available but they are not usable. That is how it is for several people. You are in church, you are available but you are not usable. In your family, you are available but you are not usable. You are available. The issue of availability is not about whether the thing is present or not. The issue of being useful, it's not about whether the thing is present. Can the thing be used? Can the thing be used? To be useful means to have capacity to meet a need. To have the capacity to meet a need. To have the capacity to meet a need. That is the meaning of being useful. Have capacity to meet a need. That's the first definition of usefulness. Number two, to be in a state of advantage. For a thing to be in a state of advantage, for it to be valuable, for it to be in a state of advantage and to be valuable, that is the second definition of being useful. A thing being in the state of advantage and being usable, being valuable, is the meaning, is the definition of usefulness. Number three, it means making impact. For something to be in a state where it's making impact, that is the meaning of usefulness. The thing is alive, it's making impact. You can feel the presence of the thing. You have a cloth that is not sizing you, it's useless. It's your own cloth, but it's not sizing you, it's useless because it's not serving the purpose of being a cloth. To be making impact. To be making impact. That's what we are talking about. A youthful person who is present is being felt. You are in the church, but when they want to categorize you, you belong to you belong to the category of old men because they don't feel your impact. You are not energetic. You are not doing anything in church. When they say a protocol, when they say you are not there. You behave like an old man. That person is a misfortune youth. It's an unfortunate youth. The state of making impact is the state of usefulness. Making impact is the state of youthfulness. Usefulness is the state of making impact. Something making impact. Something being helpful. The last definition of being useful is for you to be reliable. When something is useful, it means that it is reliable. You can rely upon that thing any day, any time. You can rely upon that thing any day, any time. To be in a state where you are reliable. You are reliable. You are reliable. The worst thing that can happen to a person, according to my father in the Lord, Papa Suleiman, is for your presence, for your absence to be felt in your presence. You are there, but you are not there. You are there, your mother is praying, who will give me money? You are there. You are there. Your family is asking, who will deliver this family? To be around and not around. To be around and not around. Many years ago, I am a man who carries a lot of burden. I carry my younger ones, all of them, they eat from my hand. They feed from my table. They eat from my hand. I made a vow to the Lord. I said, I won't be around and somebody is taking the family responsibility. Hear this. It is a blessing in your family if you are the one they are asking from. It is a blessing. They are complaining. They are all, everybody is calling me, disturbing me. Do you want to be the one calling them? If you want us to pray, so God will change the order and put you at the other side. It's a blessing. I tell people, when people call you and ask you for things, it's a blessing. There's the excitement you should feel in your spirit that they are calling you. When somebody sit down and think about who should give him something, and you are the one he calls, it means that he sees you with that capacity. He sees you with that ability. He sees you that you have that. Somebody needed 6 million recently, and the person called me and said, please, I need 6 million. I've been thinking of, I don't know where to go, and I'm calling you. I said, this person sees me with the capacity of 6 million naira. He sees me that I have 6 million. He said, by this time, this man should have 6 million in his bank account. And even if it was not there, I knelt down and said to God, I said, Father, if they are calling me for 6 million, it means it's time for there to be 6 million naira in my account. You have to understand how life works. It's a state of being reliable. Being reliable, to be useful, is a state of being reliable. That is what it means to be useful. Beloved child of God, as I began to meditate this afternoon on the topic, I had something else I want to preach. The Holy Ghost said I should preach on the theme of this meeting. And I know it's because of somebody that is here. There is a deliverance coming for you today. In the name of Jesus. If your amen is louder, you are the one I'm talking to. As I began to think of being youthful and useful. Being youthful and useful, I began to think of certain characters in the Bible. The first person I thought of was Daniel. He was a man who was useful, and he was useful. I thought of Joseph in the Bible. I thought of a man called David. These three characters came to me. They were both equally youthful and useful. Three of them were outstanding youths in the Bible. That the Bible talked about them with specific terms, with respect. The Bible talked about them with integrity, as men of capacity, as young men that carried value, that carried God to their generation. Number one, I saw 4 things they had in common. These three guys, I saw 4 things they had in common. I'm talking about Daniel, David, and Joseph. I saw 4 things they had in common. Number one, the 3 of them were all young people. They were youthful and they were useful. They were all young people when they had an encounter with God. They were all young people. In fact, all of them were 17 when they had an encounter with God. Daniel was 17 when he was moved to Babylon as a captive. It was at the age of 17 he was moved in company of others to Babylon as a captive. Joseph was 17 when he had a dream, when he was sold to Potiphar. He was 17 years old. And Daniel was 17. And David was 17 when he encountered God. He was anointed king at the age of 17, and it took extra 13 years for the anointing to be processed for him to become a king. So they all had something in common. They all had something in common. The 3 of them were youthful and they were useful. They were youthful. The 3 of them were youthful and they were useful. The second thing I saw about them is that all of them were raised in unpleasant circumstances. All of them were discovered in unpleasant circumstances. All of them were product of unpleasant circumstances. Joseph, he told his dream to his brothers and he was sold. He was rejected. He was one who was rejected by his family. He was rejected by his own blood. He was rejected by his own family members. They sold him, they put him in the pit. From the pit to Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house, he found himself in the prison. He was a product of rejection. David also was a slave. David, he was one who was used, abused, misused, and confused. He was a young man who was used. His brothers were at home. They were watching DSTV. They were having a good time. And because he was the youngest, they would send him to the bush. Go and take care of the flock. Go and take care of this. Go and do that. Go and do this. Go and do that. He was the one that was used, abused, and confused. When Saul needed to cast out an evil spirit from him, he was the one that was used. When there was a battle, he was the one that was used. He was useful. He was the one that was used. He was the one that was used, abused, misused, and he was oppressed. Oppressed. His rights were taken away from him. He was oppressed in the midst of his right. And Daniel also. Daniel was a slave. He was a Jewish slave in the land of Babylon. At 17, a little boy, and was already a slave. As a teenager, he was already a slave in the land of Babylon. So I saw them, 3 of them. They were product of unpleasant circumstances. Their circumstances were not pleasant. You may be here, child of God, and your family, you are a product of unpleasant circumstances. circumstances. You don't like the way your family is. Your father, your mother, you don't like their relationship. When you look at your brothers, there is nothing to write home about. You look at your sisters, their marriage is not the kind one you like. Child of God, you are not left alone. Daniel was there, Joseph was there, Daniel was there, David was there, and I came to prophesy that in the name of Jesus, God will turn your condition around. It will turn that circumstance around. For the Bible says, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream, and our mouth were filled with laughter. I prophesy, it is not good but you work out for good. It is not good but you work out for your good. If your amen is louder, I give you the blessing. Sit down. Number 3, the third thing I saw about them is that they were responsible. All the 3 of them were responsible. Daniel was responsible. He was responsible. David was responsible. Joseph was responsible. What does it mean to be responsible? It means to respond to your ability, even in the midst of difficulties. Responding to your abilities, even in the midst of difficulty. I said one of the definitions of faithfulness. I taught them about faithfulness in church. I said one of the definitions of faithfulness is consistency of character, even in the midst of difficulty. Consistency of character, even in the midst of what? Difficulty. Oh, my father died, that's why I'm a prostitute. That's why I'm sleeping around with men to get school fees. You are not a faithful person. Consistency of character, even in the midst of difficulty. That is what it means to be faithful. And these 3 of them were responsible. Number 4, the 4th thing I saw about them is that they feared God. All of them feared God. Joseph, in Genesis chapter 39, verse number 9, he said in verse 8 and 9, he said to Pharaoh, in Potiphar's wife, he said, my master has made me the Lord in charge of everything in this house, but except you. He said, but I fear God. How can I do this great wickedness against God and against my master? I fear God. He feared God. He feared God. All of them had the fear of God as a lifestyle. They had the fear of God as a lifestyle. In 1 Samuel chapter 13 verse 14, the Bible says, and God spoke concerning David. He said, David is a man after my heart. He was the only person in scripture that the Bible talk about a man after my heart. He was the only one in scripture that the Bible referred to as a man after God's heart. In Daniel chapter 6, Daniel also was referred to as a man who feared God. So all of them had the fear of God as a lifestyle. They had the fear of God. What does it mean to fear God? To hate what God hates and love what he loves. Simple. To hate what God hates. If God said, this thing I hate it, you hate it. This thing I love it, you love it. To hate what God hates and to you say, I don't know, what does it mean to even fear God? Simple. To hate what he hates and love what he loves. Hate what he hates and love what he loves. I prophesy in the name of Jesus, the spirit of the fear of the Lord is a spirit. May that spirit engulf your life. Your amen is looking for my trouble. I say, may that spirit engulf your life. May that spirit engulf your life. If your amen is louder, you are the one I'm talking to. I want to pick Daniel. Let me give you 10 things that made Daniel youthful and useful. There are 10 things I saw in the life of Daniel that made him, that's why you can describe him as a youthful person and a youthful and a useful person. I saw 10 things in the life of Daniel. Leaving aside Joseph and David, let me take Daniel as our case study tonight. I saw 10 things in the life of Daniel. Who was Daniel? He was a Jewish slave. Daniel was a slave that was carried on in exile as a slave. He was carried to Babylon. He was carried to Babylon. He was taken to the great kingdom of Babylon. And that young man called Daniel, the Bible says he rose up. Give me your attention. The Bible says Daniel rose up to become the second most powerful man in a land where he was a slave. He rose up. All conditions were not good for him. The conditions of life were very bad. He entered the nation as a slave, but he rose up to become the second most powerful man in that country. Your complaint about where you are coming from is not important. This thing is not happening. It's not important. Daniel came as a slave and he rose up as the second most important man in the nation. Babylon was the greatest city. It was the world's biggest kingdom as at that time. Had over 90 provinces, over 120 provinces. And Daniel rose up as the most powerful man in in that nation, apart from Nebuchadnezzar. Number two, I saw this about Daniel and it gave me concern. Daniel changed the opinion of God in Babylon. Daniel alone changed the opinion of Babylon about God. One man entered a country and the whole country started serving his God. He entered Babylon and he made Babylon to change their opinion about the Most High God. It's a fearful. I don't know whether when I saw that this happened, I began, a man, only him. He entered. You read Daniel chapter 6, I think verse 26. And Nebuchadnezzar said, let everyone in this nation serve the God of Daniel. If anyone does not serve the God of Daniel, his house should be made a dunghill. Daniel single-handedly changed the opinion of a nation about his God. Your own house, you cannot even change it. Your family, you are still struggling. Your school where you are struggling. The business environment where you are, your place of work, you are still struggling. In fact, your best friend, you are still struggling to change her opinion about God. Daniel, only him, entered a country as a slave. He was not a citizen. And by his actions and inactions, by the way he carried himself and portrayed himself, the king said, if you don't worship the God of Daniel, we kill you. That man's life is worth studying. What was the ingredient? What did he carry that made him at that kind of age? He was a young man at that kind of age that he can change the opinion of the nation about his God. Number one, I saw that Daniel esteemed spirituality above carnality. That's the first thing. Daniel, he esteemed spirituality above carnality. One of the problems of our generation is carnality. One of the problems of this end time church is carnality. 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. The lust of the eyes, the pride of life, the lust of the flesh. The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. Daniel esteemed spirituality above carnality. What is carnality? Carnality means worldliness. Daniel was in Babylon, in the center of Babylonic character and Babylonic lifestyle. He was in the midst of a terrible situation where everybody was a sodomite, everybody was lawless. It was a place where the system was against God, the system of the nation was against God. It's just like our country, Nigeria. In this country, Nigeria, right now, nobody likes the truth. People they glorify falsehood. When you want to be, if you want to be accepted in Nigeria, just make sure you're a powerful liar. Just make sure you can lie very well. If you can lie very well, they will accept you. Everything in this country is upside down. To go for NYC, you have to change your age. To get a job, you have to change your age. If you carry the real age and give to them, they say you are fake. They say you are too old. They tell you, the manager will tell you, go back and change your age and come back, then we will employ you. The country have gone upside down. Wardom everywhere. You enter the banking industry. Do you want to get a job? They look at your face. You are not beautiful enough. We need a young girl that can seduce young men and give us a fat bank account. That is the place where we met ourselves. That was the kind of system Daniel met himself. A very warrior system where the people were bribed and the people were corrupt. Government officials were going upside down. The protocols were upside down. And the Bible said Daniel maintained integrity. In the midst of all that, Daniel esteemed spirituality above carnality. He said, I refuse to be carnal. I refuse to be defiled. He said, I live in the world, but I am not of the world. I am in Babylon, but I carry the unction of a Jew. I carry the anointing of the Jewish system. I carry the anointing that can change the system of Babylon. Hear me, child of God. Your family may be bad. The system may be bad. Where you find yourself may be bad. But there is an anointing upon you that is able to change the system, that is able to make a way. And I came to prophesy. Anyone here that the system has been harassing, that the system has been harassing, by the power of God, you are breaking for tonight. I say you are breaking for tonight. After tonight, there is an unction that will come upon you, and you shall break forth by fire. I say you shall break forth by fire. If your amen is louder, take the blessing. Beloved, you must choose to esteem spirituality above carnality. Sit down. Esteem spirituality above carnality. esteem spirituality above carnality. I told my daughters in church, I said, why do you dress? I told them you must come to the point where as you are going to buy a cloth in the market, as you touch the cloth, the first thing that should ring in your mind, will Jesus be happy if I wear this kind of cloth? You see, purpose is the reason for everything. This suit, they made it for something. The sun is for something. This building is for something. This fan is for something. You are for something. He said, these people have I made for myself. They shall show forth my praise. You are made for something. Purpose is the reason for everything. There is nothing that is made on earth that is without a reason. You must come to the point where the reason why you talk is God. The reason why you eat is God. You don't just eat because food is there. No. You don't just eat because food is there. You eat because there is a need to eat to have strength for the next level. Check people who eat anyhow. They have health problems. You don't eat because you are hungry. You eat because you need strength for the next level. People eat 3 square meal a day. Yeah. No, that's not how you eat. That's not how you eat. You eat because there's a need for strength to go. If you don't rest because it is night. You rest because you have work. Rest is a reward for work. He said when God finished working, he rested. You have not worked and you are sleeping, you end in poverty. Rest is as a result of work. If you have not worked, don't rest. You don't rest because it's night. Say people are sleeping, let me sleep. No, people are sleeping. No, you don't rest when it's night. You rest because you have worked. That's why if you have not prayed and it's night, you are still finished. You must pray. Because I have not worked, so I should not what? Rest. Daniel esteemed spirituality. I like that above carnality. There is never a time in the history of our world that people should esteem spirituality above carnality. The world wants you to make you feel your spirituality is useless. They are trying to impose iniquity on you. They are trying to impose their system on you. You enter every office, they want to impose bribe on you. They want to impose corruption on you. Young people want to impose carnality. They tell you that if you have not slept with the man, how can you know that the man is fertile? How can you know that the man is good? That if you must test the man you want to marry, sleep with him and test him. Oh, I don't want to suffer. A lady told me that face to face. Face to face. I know many of you have that theory. There are even church girls who have that. In fact, the lady who told me was a church girl. She walked up to me without fear, with effrontery, with audacity and temerity, with God in 2008, many years ago. No, 2008, no, 2006. I was still in university then. She walked up to me and sat down. She says, I want to see you. I said, what's the problem? She said, I want to see you. I was reading. I said, I want to see you. I said, okay, what's the problem? Gave her attention. He said, sir, I told you I will be getting married in December. I said, yes, you told me. Sir, I cannot cope. I'm reading many things. I'm hearing many things. That some men, when you marry them, you enter the house. As you enter the house, the man he cannot function. He doesn't know how to operate. And I was looking at her. You know, many of you have become, the world have changed your reasoning because you give them your airtime. Hear this. Your life moves in the direction of what you hear. If you hear, they say, run now. Even though you don't know what is happening, you will start running. That is why you should be careful who you give your ear time. Not airtime. Ear. That's what we call ear time. The person you give your ear time directs your life. The Bible says, as what you hear, faith cometh by hearing. Doubt also comes by hearing. Sin also comes by hearing. What you hear can affect you. Sit in the hostel and she heard girls talking that the girl was crying. The man cannot do anything. She went back to her mother. The girl cannot say, Miss, I want to test him. I don't understand. Is it soup? And honestly, I didn't understand what she meant. Honestly, God bear me witness. I didn't understand what she meant until she explained herself and went deeper. She said, I want to test. I said, what's that? Test him. Is it soup? And she said, no, that is coming. He said he will be coming to visit me. He said he will be coming by weekend to visit me. So I want to go. I want to test him. I said, what is testing him? I don't understand. You want to know whether he loves you. You want to tell him. You want to test him whether you want to know his level of love for you. You want to do some style while you for him and say no. So I want to sleep with him. Huh? The person talking is a sister in the fellowship that carries portfolio. Monisha lady Yahweh. What is? Are you okay? You want to do what? Say, I want to. Say, sir, me, I have to tell you. I just want you to pray that God will forgive me in advance. But me, I have decided. This one has gone. This one has gone. And this lady sister went, tested him, and came back and reported to me that she tested him. She told me that she can marry him, that is good. As I speak to you now, God bless me, it's 2006, she's not married till now. After she has tested him. It was good, and she's not 2-6. Now she's not. I speak to you, she's not married. You must choose to esteem spirituality above carnality. You are in the world, but you are not of the world. The worldly system is not your system. Daniel chose it. He said it chose spiritual. It chose the system of God above the system of man. They said, this is how we operate here. He said, that's not how we operate in my kingdom. They said, this is how we operate here. He said, where I'm coming from, that's not how we operate. Spirituality above carnality. Beloved child of God, don't let anybody make you feel bad about your spirituality. Leave this hair now. Do you know what we call makeup now? It's one of the worst things that's happening to Christians. When you see people make up now, they are masquerades. Masquerades are even better. The masquerade we know in those days in the village when we are coming up. You see, those I used to tell them, I said, when I was small, if it is this kind of makeup I used to see, then we'll be running away from church. It's the masquerade we know. The one we say, when they will tell us, Juju Calabar. That's the one we know. That's the way they paint them. Most of the sisters now, when you marry a sister and you get home at night, what you see is it the one I'm married? Or is it another? By the time they remove all the, you see the face. And you are asking, wait, is it your younger sister? Or are you the one? The brother is confused whether it's the one. Because everything is so fake. The hair is fake. The eyelash is fake. Even the retina, this one, they say they put something here. It's fake. Eye contact is fake. The foundation is fake. The shoe is fake. Everything is fake. Even the headlight is fake. They put foam now. I heard they put foam. Even the bumper is fake. Everything fake. Fingernail fake. Everything fake. Our parents were themselves and they had better marriage. They had marriage. They were not rubbing. In fact, they would rub palm kernel oil and be shining like the sun. And go to church on Sunday morning. They didn't even have, they were shining, glittering. And their husbands cherished them. Daniel esteemed spirituality above what? Carnality. Number 2, Daniel existed with a sense of purpose. Daniel existed with a sense of purpose. Daniel existed with a sense of purpose. In Daniel chapter 1 verse number 8, he said, and Daniel purposed in his heart not to defile himself with the meat that comes from the king's table. With the portion of the king's table. Daniel existed with a sense of purpose. He had a sense of purpose. Even in the midst of a Babylonian system, he said he purposed in his heart that he will not defile himself with the meat that comes from the king's table. The beloved child of God, hear me. Life without purpose equals time without meaning. Life without purpose is life. Life without purpose is time without meaning. The purpose of life is the life of purpose. The purpose of life is the life of what? Of purpose. The purpose himself, life's purpose himself, is the purpose purpose of life is a life of purpose. That means without a life of purpose, a person is equally dead. It's not fit to live. According to Mike Spurrow, it's not fit to live. Daniel purposed in his heart that he will not defile himself. He will not defile himself. Nothing makes you end with minimal regret like a sense of purpose. When you see a person come to the end of his life and there is no regret, or the person have little regret, it's a sense of purpose. Nothing makes you end well like a sense of purpose. Purpose guide your action. Purpose guide your speech. Purpose guide your direction. Purpose guide your movement. Purpose. Daniel purposed in his heart. We saw Daniel as a man of character, as a distinguished young man. One of the characteristics he had that I love so much as a youthful man, and a useful man in Babylon, is because he purposed in his heart. He decided that I won't defile myself. I pray for you today in the name of God the Almighty, who you serve under this commission. May the purpose of God, may it engulf your life. May you awake to the purpose of God. May your life be awakened to the purpose of God. After today I prophesy in the name that is greater than every other name, nothing will defile you. Your purpose will sustain you. Your purpose will keep you. If your amen is louder, you are the one I'm talking to. The third thing we saw in the life of Daniel. Are you ready for that? Daniel lived by conviction, not by his condition. Daniel lived by what? By conviction, not by what? His condition. People of impact, any youth that must be useful, any youth at all that must be, you can't escape this one. You must learn to live by your conviction, not by the consensus of the people or by your condition. Let your conviction guide your reaction. Let your conviction guide your statement. Let your conviction guide your decision. Let your conviction, what are you convinced about? What have you decided about? What is your conviction? What do you want from life? What are those principles you have gathered? What are those principles you have kept over time that you have come to say, this is what I will live by? I am not living by consensus. I'm not living by my condition. I am living by my condition. A conviction. As a young girl, you are not married and you are 35, and everybody say, go and mess up, go and sleep with him, get pregnant for him, go and sleep around. It's because you are keeping yourself. There is no profit in virginity. There is no this, there is no that. Go and mess around. And you say, no, I have a conviction. The word of God gives me a conviction. He said, I've been young and I am old. I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor their seed begging for bread. He said, God cannot leave me. He cannot abandon me. He said, he has said, I will never leave you, nor abandon you. He said, by two immutable things, which it was impossible for God to lie. Has he not said it? Will he not do it? He said, I'm the Lord, I change it not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. I prophesy. Anyone here, I prophesy, anyone here whose condition I've been speaking by the power of God, very soon your conviction will swallow your condition. I say your conviction will swallow your condition. If you don't give up, your conviction will swallow your condition. Somebody shout, I hear you. Your conviction. Beloved, in life I discover that if a person must go far, your conviction should be stronger than your condition. What you believe should keep you in spite of your condition. The devil will use your condition to scatter your conviction. But if you must go far, your conviction should be stronger than your condition. Many years ago, when I started preaching, somebody said to my wife, no, when I started preaching, really, when I got married, somebody said to my wife, she advised him, let him go and get a job. You will suffer. All this is jumping around. He has been jumping for years. He has nothing to show. Tell him to go and get a job. Just a few days ago, yesterday morning, I gave the person money. And the money I gave the person was from what I preached in Kaduna. I just finished preaching. I preached in the city. And they gave me money. They say, man of God, thank you for coming. Take this one. And I remove from inside. I tell the person, use it to take care of yourself. The thing you say, I should go and look for a job. Let me tell you something. What you believe is not strong enough until you are ready to stand by it. Nobody You see, this life is a crazy place. If God has given you a conviction, it must be fought. It must be tempted. It must be tested. If there is a conviction God has put in your spirit, it must be fought by system, by human beings. Don't live by what people say. Live by what God says. The opinion of men is irrelevant when God is speaking to you. The most unhappy people on earth are those who live by what people say. They come to you and say, did you hear what Chika did in church? Chika insulted you in choir. She insulted you. Mean it. She insulted me, and you are unhappy. Look at you that was bubbling, you were jumping everywhere before, and all of a sudden, you mean it. You mean it. I have spoiled your day. Your day has been spoiled, have been ruined. The most unhappy set of people on earth are those who live by the opinion of others. Somebody tell you, Uwaka, in house, Uwaka. Take. The person have no you. It is what you interpret it to be that it is. He says he has insulted me. That's what you interpreted it. Another person can say he was stretching his hand at me. Your interpretation is how you see life by your interpretation. What people do, what people say to you does not really matter. It's how you receive them. It's how you receive them. Oh, you choose to laugh over it, you move, you are happy with your life, and you go. Don't live by people's opinion. Don't live by consensus. Do you know the reason why so many young girls dress the way they dress? Because they saw another girl dressing like that. Because they saw it on television. They saw one girl that called herself a movie star dressing like that. And so because she dressed like that, they start dressing like that. They saw one young man wearing trouser with the trouser on his nyash. Like this. Very irresponsible. And because he's a movie star on television. And they start dressing, put their trouser like this. Moving like prisoners. I used to tell young sisters, anytime I preach on campus especially, I tell them, how can you be moving with a young man? I'm sweating very well, please, I need 2 handkerchiefs. How can you be moving with a young man whose trouser is on the nyash? How can you be moving with a young man who has his trouser here? It means that he's ready for action. He's ready for action. He can just, anytime when there is no, you are under a place where there is no light, he can just pull it and just, he's ready. Any man you see with a trouser like this is telling you, I'm a rapist. I'm a rapist. I am ready. And you see ladies with 2 senses, complete head, 2 eyes. You are seeing a young man like that, and you are walking with him. You are walking with him. You are walking with him. You dress because people dress. You wear clothes because people wear the clothes. You make hair because you saw somebody making the hair. You don't even have a mind of your own. It's what you see people do that you do. You saw a lady talking and she did like this. Excuse me. You might next time you're talking. Excuse me. You saw people on social media. You saw people writing low. Because you saw writing, you don't even know the meaning. You write low. You saw people write, it was recently I even heard that one. I didn't know the meaning. I don't know. They say LW, wait. Laugh won't kill me, die. You saw people writing it, you also write it. You do things because people are doing it. You don't ask yourself, why are they doing it? Why don't you choose to be different? Every young girl walk, I see they have kwashok on your hand. You are walking, kwashok. What is that? Why don't you be yourself? Why don't you be yourself? They say everybody's wearing Mary Kay. Must you wear Mary Kay? Why don't you be yourself? Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't live by consensus. Live by conviction. They made a law that nobody should pray. Then they said that law is not for me. It's not for me. Everybody can refuse to pray. But I must what? Pray. Live by conviction. The most powerful way to live, the most prosperous way to live is to live by your conviction. 999 times he tried to discover electricity and they said it was not possible. He made mistake and he got advice from 1 or 2 people. They said just forget about that, it cannot work anymore, and he still went back. And your conviction can swallow any condition. It's a matter of time. Your conviction can swallow any condition. Never live by the opinion of others. I was preaching in St. Philip Catholic Church in Suleja back then in 2007. I was preaching that church, and a beautiful girl walked up to me. She said she's 31 years old. She said, sir, 15 marriage proposals have been called off for me because I refuse to sleep with the men. They say, I have something I am hiding. They want to kiss me, I say no. They want to touch my body, I say no. You know all these Igbo brothers, when they wear short knicker. Very fearful people. That's in the midst of that short knicker, there are heavy things. Heavy things. Said, I want to sleep. I want to sleep. She refused. 15 proposals were called of 15. The other young man said, you are going out here. Have you allowed you to touch her? That I believe that girl has something she's hiding. I believe she had. And 15 proposals were called off because she refused to sleep with them and kiss any of them and allow them to mess around with her body. She refused. And she came and met me and said, what is God fair? I said, God is not fair, it's green. It's green. I say you should be excited. You should be happy in your spirit. You should be happy. He said, thou hast loved righteousness. You have hated iniquity. Therefore the Lord your God have anointed you with the oil of gladness. I say you should be happy that God is saving you from a husband that will die 2 months after marriage. You should be happy that God is saving you from a rascal who you will marry and you will be sleeping with everybody. You should be excited that God is delivering you. For righteousness does not reduce a man. Papa said redemption does not reduce. Redemption is not reduction. When the devil throw a stone at you, throw a rock at him. Let your conviction be the reason why you live. Is God speaking to anybody here? Live by your conviction. Not your condition. Live by your conviction. Your conviction. Somebody say my conviction. Come on, say my conviction. I am a child of God. I live by the principles of God. Let nobody molest you. Let nobody talk you out of your conviction. He said, Paul said in 2 Timothy chapter 12, 2 verse 1. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 12. He said, I know whom I believe. That's conviction. He said, I know whom I believe. That is able to guard all I entrust into his hands, even until the day of his return. Daniel lived by conviction. The most powerful way to live is to live by your conviction. The most powerful way to live is to live by your conviction. Somebody say my conviction. We swallow my condition. Say my condition, my conviction. We swallow my condition. Number 3, Daniel was a man who refused to be familiar with God. Daniel refused to be familiar with what? With God. And this point, I want you to take it very serious. Because that's one of the heavy sin of the young people in church. Daniel refused to be familiar with God. He was a man that maintained a time of prayer. Even when he became a rich man, when he became a man of influence, he refused to be familiar with God. The Bible says, and every time he came to pray, that was when I saw that in Daniel chapter 6. The Bible says, and he will kneel down. He will kneel down. How many of you have seen rich men kneeling down in church? Very few. Very few. Even when they come for prayers, they want to stand for you to pray for them. Daniel knelt down. And he will open his window, his face towards Jerusalem. He was a man that refused to be familiar with God. He didn't say, I'm now a big boy, let me sit down. No, he refused to be familiar with God. Many of us have become too familiar with God. You are in church, as I'm talking now, you are replying a WhatsApp message. As I'm talking now in church, you are doing WhatsApp. As I'm talking now, somebody is doing WhatsApp. As I'm talking now, somebody is doing Facebook. When you are in the midst of God, in God's presence, you are doing WhatsApp. God is now your mate. You'll be in church and you are picking calls. Your phones are on. You know every call that enter your phone as you are still with God. You are with God and your attention is, you know every call that enter your phone. You are praying, you are picking calls. I'm praying, I'll call you later. You are praying. They are praying in church, you are picking calls. I will call you. You bend your head. God is now your mate. May God not give you head cancer. That is, you don't know. See, let me tell you. 3 things happen to people who are familiar with God. They end up in poverty. 1. They end up in poverty. Anybody who is familiar with God must end up in poverty. 3 things. Poverty. Number 2, they carry strange sickness. Strange sickness. Number 3 is death. Death. Familiarity with God is too much. We have become so familiar with God. We toy with God. We play with God. We make God as if God is our mate. How can somebody be praying and still be picking calls. You are praying and picking calls. I was preparing a message this afternoon. As I was preparing the message about four, I was sitting down preparing a message. And as I was writing, there is a match I wanted to watch this afternoon. Barcelona and Real Madrid. They played a match this afternoon. I don't know what's their score. And I just carried the remote. I said, while I'm doing what I'm doing, let me see whether they are showing it. As I carried the remote, wanted to pray, the Holy Ghost said, will you stop that nonsense? Fear. Boop. The remote fell from my hand. I heard this voice as if I heard it so loud. You are studying your Bible, preparing to speak to God's people, and you are opening television. You can't serve two masters at a time. Refuse to be familiar with God. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? In the morning you wake up, the first thing to open is not your WhatsApp, it's not your Facebook, it's your Bible. Talk to your maker first. I want you to live here. As you live here, go and change. Don't just go back and see you have heard God's word. You know, one of the dangers, I talked about the 10 dangers of the end time church. 10 things that will take Christian to hell. I preached a message. 10 things that will take Christian to hell. I prepared the message. I have not preached it. I gave them some point in church, but I have not preached it. And number one is the familiarity with God. Number two is that Christians talk so much about heaven, but they don't act heaven. You hear everybody, I want to go to heaven. Yeah, I want to go to heaven. There is so much talk about I want to go to heaven now. There's real Christians now, they talk it very well. I want to go to heaven. The consciousness of heaven has become much, but they don't act it. The person that says I want to go to heaven is a good liar. The person that says heaven is a person talking on phone in church. You are talking on phone in church. You are bending your head under the seat. May God not put your head permanently there. There is so much talk about heaven. I want to go to heaven. Pastors, I want to go to heaven. But they don't act it. They are thieves, criminals, rogue on suit. Choir member, I want to go to heaven, sleeping with each other. I want to go to heaven, cheating people. I want to go to heaven. I'm an omega child. You are with your wristband. Your wristband is in your hand and you are fornicating. In the midst of it is in your hand. And you are in the midst of May God deliver you. Papa say somebody will where you monitor me, you die. So the person will carry him and mama's picture and enter her boyfriend's house. The person carry me and enter the boyfriend house, and they are kissing her and she carrying me on her chest. That's how much I've reduced me. I want you to make up your mind. I will never be familiar with God. As I talk to you now, if you still pick your call during service, God will give your hellfire will be prepared specially. It's a prophecy. I'm prophesying to you now. If you still enter church and you are replying WhatsApp messages, your hellfire will be a special place. Because he that hear, there is a special judgment for him. Before I talk about it, if you are doing it, God will forgive you. But now that you have heard it, as you carry that phone, be careful before leprosy. Be careful. There is, where the fear of God dies, the fire of God dies. Where the fear of God dies, where the fear of God dies, the glory of God dies. There can't be honor in a place where there's no fear for God. I said it one time, where his fear dies, his favor dies. Where people don't fear God again. Daniel was a man who was not familiar with God. Number 4. Is number 4? Number 4? Number 5. Is 5? We don't reach 5 now. Wow. We're making progress. Thank God I can finish it. Number 5. Daniel was a man who existed with an undefiled conscience. Daniel was a man who existed with an undefiled conscience. An undefiled conscience. Not by immorality, not by lying, not by bitterness, not by corruption. Daniel was a man who existed with an undefiled what? Conscience. He allowed his conscience to be right before God and man at every time. He existed with an undefiled conscience. Beloved, one of the base of your destiny is your conscience. Never kill your conscience. Never sell your conscience. Never kill your conscience. Your conscience is God's policeman in your life. That is the wings where God. You say, I can't hear God. It's not true. Your conscience is where God speaks to you. Daniel existed with an undefiled conscience. He refused to defile his conscience. Please keep your conscience clean. Let your conscience be clean at all times. If you want to make heaven, one of the surest way to make heaven is to make sure that your conscience is right. Before God and before what? Men. Paul said, I exercise my conscience to live in pure, without defilement, without blame, before God and before man. Daniel refused to defile his conscience. Please don't defile your conscience. Don't let your conscience be deep in sin. Don't go so deep in sin that your conscience does no longer judge you again. You stole somebody's thing, you don't feel bad. You lied against somebody, you just feel bad. You say something wrong against somebody, you don't feel bad. Don't come to that point. How can you be gossiping your fellow brother in church and you are comfortable? You finish gossiping the person and you left. Nothing. You didn't fear anything. Please get me water. You didn't fear anything. You didn't fear anything. You gossip somebody, you didn't fear anything. Daniel was a man who lived with a conscience that was right. May your conscience be right. Oh, no. May your conscience be right. Are you saying amen or you are saying meh? Are you saying amen or you are saying meh? Number 6 or number 7. Number 6. Daniel maintained the right association. I like this one so much. Daniel maintained the right association. Daniel maintained the right association. He maintained the right association. He maintained the right. Somebody saying the right association. In Daniel chapter 2 verse number 17, he talked about him and his companion. He said, I and my companions. Speaking of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Daniel maintained the right companion, the right association, the right companion. Beloved child of God, you must be outstanding. You must be a youth that is useful. You must maintain the right association. There are only 2 types of association in your life: the one that destroys you or the one that builds you. Destroys you or builds you. Daniel maintained the right company, the right association. Nothing determines acceleration like association. Nothing provokes acceleration like association. When you want to accelerate in life, open it for me. When you want to accelerate in life, make sure you have the right association. Is God speaking to anybody at all? Are you sure God is speaking to you here? Association determines destiny. The kind of association you keep determines how far you go. Hallelujah. Daniel maintained a right association. He maintained the right company, the right association. Hear this. Your association builds you or destroys you. There are 2 kinds of association that the Bible showed us: one that destroys and one that builds. One is the one that existed between Jonadab and Amnon. I talked about it yesterday. Am I correct? Do you know that it was Jonadab who advised Amnon to sleep with his sister? He advised. He said, he gave him the counsel. He said, this thing you are doing, at this point, I don't expect that you are a small boy. You should know how to do this thing very well. He organized it for him, and the guy slept with his sister. After he slept with his sister, the Bible said, and the man Absalom became angry. Absalom was angry that Amnon slept with his own sister, and Absalom made up his mind that he was going to kill Amnon. He made up his mind. He said, I will kill my brother Amnon. And the Bible said, and he went to his father David. He said, "Oh king, live forever. I want to organize a feast for my brothers. I want them to come and have time with me." And he specifically asked the father, "I want Amnon to be there. I want Amnon to be there." He specifically, and his father said, no, why does he need to be there? He said, no, I want him to be what? To be there. And the father gave order. He said, "Oh, Amnon can go with you." And Absalom instructed his bodyguards. He said, when you see him, strike him and make sure he's dead. He said, do it with courage. Don't be a villain. Do it with courage, because I've commanded you. And as his brother entered the feast, he told them, when he's drunk, strike him. And when he was drunk, they carried a spear, struck him until he died. What offended me, when you read further, When you read that 2 Samuel chapter 13, when you read further, what offended me was it was Jonathan that carried the information to David. The person who advised him was the one who carried the information. He rushed to King David and said, "Oh king!" He said, "Don't worry, it's not all your children that died. It's only Amnon that died." He said it was Absalom who instructed his men to kill him because he has been angry with him from the day he slept with Tamar. You see, all these people giving you wrong advice and you are listening, they will be the one to spread your destruction. When you are long gone, he was the one who advised him, and the guy died, and now he was the one who went to tell his father. He was the one who told him what to do, but now that one did it and he was gone, and now the one who advised him was alive to tell the story. Never listen to wrong people. I told them in church, I said, as a married woman, you are listening to somebody is telling you how to disrespect your husband. Who does he think he is? How can he be talking to you like that? He doesn't think he is. Because a man, what does he think? You are also a woman. There are some women are iron lady, some are Mama G, some are Mama Lolo, some are Mama Popo, and they're advising you, and you are opening your ears. Listen, you will soon join us as a divorcee. As a young girl, they're advising you. How can you kneel down for a man? How can you kneel down for a man? Papa say, "I'm tasty, baby. Baby tasty." I cannot kneel down for any man. I can only kneel down for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The person telling you that doesn't have your interest. My wife still kneels down to serve me food now. After 7 years of marriage. Ask anybody. My wife cannot give me anything and she's standing like this. Say she can, no. After almost 8 years of marriage, she doesn't do that. Do I beat her? Do I shout on her? No. If she doesn't do it, not my business. But respect. On Sunday, a bishop came to my house to do my naming ceremony. No, on Tuesday, as I landed from Uyo, as I was going to that morning, I was going to Kaduna. So a bishop came to do my baby dedication that morning, and as he came, he was in my parlor. As he sat down in the living room, my children came out, Divine, Praise, and Big Boy. They all came out. They came, and when they came out, they were playing in this living room. And Divine said, "Have you greeted him? Have you greeted Daddy? Hey, Praise, you didn't greet. I'll go and tell Daddy. You have not greeted. Go and greet him. Go and kneel down and greet him." And the bishop was just walking. The bishop is 61 years old. He was just watching. And when they finished greeting, "Good morning, sir." My son too, who is a small boy, because he sees his sisters greeting like that. That's like, "Good morning, sir." And after I finish greeting, let's go inside. Let's go. Daddy said we should not be staying. Mommy said we should not be staying out. When big visitor come, we should not be staying with them. Come, let's go. And they went to their room. Then when the bishop, I was not there, we were not there, my wife was not there. When the bishop was doing the naming ceremony, he said, "Man of God, you can give birth to 20. He said, I've seen that you have the culture. He said, your children did something here when you were not here that we'll never forget. He said, I will use it to preach everywhere I go." He said the senior ones told them, they greeted me. They knelt down to greet me. And after greeting, he told them, "Let's go. Let's not stay. It's a visitor. Let's go to our room." The person talking is 5 years old. "Let's go to our room." You. At this your age, you don't even know what respect is. Say, "How can I kneel down for a man?" If you don't know your place, you will never have a good marriage. You must know how to submit to a man. Every man is happy when your wife kneels down before you. It makes you feel like the boss. You don't beat a woman who's kneeling down before you. How can I beat my wife? Which hand? Where will I beat that I don't need? Where will I beat that I don't need? I need the head. Is it the mouth? I need it. Is it the body? I need that plus more. Where will I beat that I don't need? Where? I need it to be intact. I need it. One of the things that release the oil of a man's love is submission by a woman. The most rebellious women to meet are women who don't submit. Youngest, are you hearing me, sisters? The most rebellious woman to meet are those who don't submit. They feel they know. They have gone to university. the university that we have not gone, they feel they know. How can I need that for a man? How can I greet a man like this? Am I in the ancient time? You will soon go to the ancient time. That is the beauty of a woman. I posted one time on my Facebook page. Many months ago, I posted on my Facebook page. I posted something on my Facebook page. I saw the wife of the vice president, Yemi Oshibanjo. She's over 50 years old. I can't remember. I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu was doing something or something. And she was there with her husband. She was greeting all the men. As they were showing her greeting all the men, as she greeted all of them, she will kneel down. Like this, she will kneel down and greet. Then when she come back, she will come to this one. She will kneel down and greet. She will stand up, come to this one. She will kneel down. They were showing, the camera was on her. They were showing, and they were snapping her. It was on the news. It was on the media. I carried the pictures and I put it on my Facebook page. That's the wife of a vice president. She's greeting men who are not up to her husband's start, and she was kneeling down to greet them. Respect makes you responsible. It doesn't reduce you. Learn it. Don't say my mother did not teach me. I didn't grow up like that. That is why your mother is where she is. You should, if you are going worldwide, have a worldwide character. Have a manner for the palace. I preach a message, protocol to the palace. There is a protocol that takes you to the palace. Anybody that wants to last long in the palace must understand the protocols of the palace. You want to stay long. You know, one of the mystery of Daniel is the mystery of perpetual relevance. Somebody say perpetual relevance. Say perpetual relevance. That was one of the mystery in the life of Daniel. The Bible says it was relevant for 4 generations, man. 4 generations. It was relevant for 4 kings. He was a man that was, before his time, it was not possible. After his time, there was nobody the Bible ever made mention. He was a man that was perpetually relevant. What is the mystery? He served in this kingdom, served here. How which president used to do that one? They believe that if you serve with that one, you are a bad person. You are for that one. Your loyalty is. But Daniel served with Nebuchadnezzar, served with his son Belshazzar, served with Darius, served with Cyprus. Was relevant for 4 regimes. They needed him because of his character. It was not just because he was a wise man. There were many wise men there that were not pre-selected. He was a man of character. There is a young sister now you'll be associating yourself with now. And you discover that she's so respectful. You don't know when you just start being respectful like her. You talk too much. Say, no, please, the way you said it now, it's not right. You just told somebody, they're mad. You are joking, no? They're mad. Say, no, why? Next time, don't say that, please. She's not insulting you, but the way she have developed herself over time cannot allow her to hear somebody insulting, and she's keeping quiet. I've seen certain young sisters that I just admire the way they live. I just admire them. I feel like giving them husband. The way they carry themselves, so responsible, with dignity, with character, beautiful, intelligent. But see the way she carry herself. Every man wants her around, but the way she carry herself, she respects everybody, but she's not tied to anybody. She's ready for marriage. She give herself to one man, behave herself, check very well, deal with the man, make sure the man go through the process of value. That's what we call the process of valuing a woman. Many of you have lost it because the first day they talk to you, as he's talking to you for the first day, he has seen all your 32 teeth when he's supposed to see only 2. How can he give you value when he's supposed to, the day he's supposed to see 2, he's not 32? The abomination is even some ladies, a man proposed to you this month, you have slept with him 6 times. How can you be that dirty? How can you be that unthoughtful? It's no story. I've met sisters, church sisters. There was one I met recently. I was so disgusted. I was so angry. She was even living in the house of the man. It was just 1 month, 2 weeks they met. 1 month, 2 weeks. Living in his house. She said his house is close to National. Let me not call where she worked before. I know where this tape will go. Says his place, his office, his house is close to my place of work. So instead of me going far, sir, we enter 2-3 jobs. So instead of me going far, let me just stay by his house. Then I asked her, how many times have you slept with him? Say, sir, sir, you slept with me. I can't lie to you. I say, how many times? He didn't say, I know. It's not a prophecy. I don't need my eyes before I know. It's not a, he has slept. I know. How many? Let us know the weight, the quantity, that we can value you. In 1 month, 2 weeks, before God and man, it was like a daily routine. When she come back from work, he said, let me massage your feet. She's looking for bread of life. Let me massage your feet. I'm very tired. I went, oh, sorry, let me massage your feet. From massaging the feet, he massaged the knee. Then he massaged the waist. Very useless life. George, association. Daniel was a man who kept an excellent association. His company determined his acceleration. He had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. There were people like him. I heard the man of God said, he said, if you must keep a company, the person that's your friend or your intending friend should have 80% of your character, or 80% of the character you are aspiring to get. You don't hear that? Anybody that should be your friend should have 80% of your character. Then 80% of the character you are praying to get. You are not a patient person. You see somebody that is so patient, you associate yourself with her. You are not a respectful person. You know, if you are not respectful, you know. Some of you ladies are very arrogant. Very arrogant starts from your head. It ends on your head. The way you even talk to your mother at home. You are a bundle of arrogance, a bundle of shame. You know that it's a problem. You want to be very calm. You look for a lady who has respect. Her own respect used to even make there are some sisters you see. Two of you are young sisters, so she's calling you sister. Sister, good morning. Oh, sister, how are you? It's not that you senior her, but the way she respects you is embarrassing you. You should look for how you should be close to that kind of person. You look for her, even though it's to buy her funny gift in church. Jonathan was close to David. Another one. The other one was Jonathan and Amnon. This one, Jonathan and David. Jonathan was close to David. Jonathan knew his father wanted to kill David. And he walked to David and said, my father wants to kill you. He said, I've confirmed from the king. The way I saw it, he wants to kill you. And the Bible said he told David to flee. And the Bible said when his father discovered the spear the father kept for David, the father threw it against him and he escaped. And he returned back to his father. He said, what has he done? See, he has not done anything. He said to David, he said, I know that you will be the king and I will be the one after you. The worst thing that can happen to you is if you have a friend that cannot defend you when you are not there. A friend that cannot defend you when you are not there. You are not there. The friend cannot say anything about you. The friend cannot defend. They are talking bad about you. The friend keep quiet.